The teacher tells, the good teacher explains, the superior teacher demonstrates, the great teacher inspires. Welcome to An Academy, India's largest learning platform. An Academy is one of the best and fastest growing learning platforms. It provides live sessions with the best educators. Believe me, the best educators of the country. Along with this, live practice questions with educators where you can practice different questions directly with the educators. Also, weekly quizzes and live doubt clearings where you can test yourself. Batch and courses for class 9 to 12 by top educators on the platforms where total syllabus is covered. The courses are available for almost all these subjects. Now, how to join An Academy subscription plan? Visit www.unacademy.com. What are the advantages of joining An Academy? You get access to courseware from anywhere at any time. Combination of structure and freedom, effective time management, asynchronous discussions with classmates, immediate feedbacks on test, preferred pace in learning, sample paper solving. And this is affordable for everyone. You can go to 1 month, 3 month, 6 month or 12-month subscription. Use the code LE01 to get 10% discount. Welcome to An Academy. This is a class 10 computer application. We are taking sample question paper of the board examination. This is section A, expand SMTP. So it's an acronym. We have to open it. S, simple, M, mail, T, transfer, P, protocol. Simple mail transfer protocol. And these are the communication guidelines that allow software to transmit an electronic mail. On internet, we send email. You are using, say, Yahoo Mail or Gmail or say another mails. So these all mails, they have this protocol underlying it. So this is simple mail transfer protocol. And this is a program used for sending messages to other computers, users based on email addresses. Consider the following HTML statement. And we have to say with this A-link and B-link what it is doing. A-link and V-link. So the background color is blue, A-link is red, and V-link is yellow. So here, first, let me tell you that A-link, A is for active. A is for active. So this is active link. When we say V-link, here V is the visited link. It's a visited link. So when you take your mouse cursor on this hypertext, so the color on A link, the color will be red. Now when you clicked it, the color will change to yellow. And this shows that, I'm just giving an example, there are certain links. If you find something on Google, there will be some links. And when you click it, you already visited it. So there are a number of links that can come. In order to find out and to be sure that when you click something, you open the new page, now you want to come back and you see that, okay, these links I have already checked, because V-link color is showing you that these links have already been, say, clicked or checked. Okay. Rashmi has to send an email to Rais. Rashmi wants to send email to Rais. She also wants to send the same email to Vandana, but does not want Rais to know about it. So Rais shouldn't know that she has sent it to Vandana also. And she wants to send it to both of them. Now she will use the blind carbon copy. Blind carbon copy. That is, she wants to send it to both of them, and both of them know Then she is going to send the CC, carbon copy. When both of the recipient would have an access to see and to locate to whom else this email has been sent, that is CC. But when it is not possible for the recipient to see that who else has received the mail, this is the BCC, blind carbon copy. So here blind carbon copy is the answer. BCC allows the sender of a message. So here Rashmi is the sender, to conceal the person entered in the BCC field from the other recipients. Other recipients would have no means to know to whom else this mail has been sent. And this concept originally applied to paper correspondence. Whenever you send, say, some paper, you also send a photocopy to include some other people also. But sometimes you don't want to include them. So this was done in paper correspondence earlier, and now it also applies to email. So let me show you. You might have gone through emailing, Gmail, etc. you have been doing. So this is the BCC field. This is the BCC field, and CC is carbon copy. BCC is blind carbon copy. Okay. BCC is blind carbon copy. So this is how it works. Geetu is an artist. She posts her artwork on the internet. One day she comes to know that Shreyas has downloaded one of the paintings that she had posted without her permission. He had further printed that image on an invitation card. Has Shreyas done the right thing? Which right of Geetu has he infringed? First thing is, Geetu has done something of her own, and that is the intellectual property. That is her property. She made it. And Shreyas did what? Without even taking permission from Geeta, he used her property, that is the painting, and downloaded and also reused it in the invitation card. Now, so the Geetu's intellectual property has been infringed, and Shreyas has really done a wrong thing. So we say yes, he has done wrong thing. That is, has Shreyas done the right thing? You will say no, he hasn't. Second thing, what is being infringed? This intellectual property rights. Now, if a person is, say, creating music, it's how he earned bread. Now, you cannot copy that song and use it in your, say, album or movie. That is not good, because you are using the work which is originally belonging to some other person. Define plagiarism, and this is also the same, almost same thing, but it applies to the document mainly document. But I'll give you an example. There is a song. Now, after 20 years, some other music director has come, and that other music director has used the song which was earlier made already by some music director. So now you and the other person is saying, I'm inspired. But it's not inspired. It's basically copying the song. You're copying. So plagiarism is when you take somebody's ideas and try to show that your own. And this is, plagiarism is the representation of another author's language, thoughts, ideas, or expressions as one's own original work. Because the thoughts are your own, ideas are your own, expression, you can express yourself, you can write, you can dance. These are your original. So this original work, plagiarism is considered academic dishonesty and a breach of ethics. It can be journalistic ethics, it can be other ethics. Even if you use research paper without referring others, it's a plagiarism. Give one difference between 3G and 4G. So we will take more than one. First thing is, 4G is pretty faster than 3G. It's around 10 times faster than 3G. And we can stream audio and video content using 4G. 3G, it was possible, the speed was pretty low. Now 4G is totally IP based, that is, it used packet switching, IP based, internet based actually. So we have this data transfer rate of 3G is 3.1 megabit per second. And this is 4G is 100 megabit per second. Internet services, 3G uses broadbands and 4G comes under category of ultra broadband. It's quite big. Mobile TV resolution, 3G is low, 4G is high. More pixels can be used. Bandwidth is the highest frequency it can go. So 5 to 20 and 100 for 4G. This is megahertz. Frequency range, that is the frequency we buy in a frequency range, 1.6 to 2 gigahertz, and 4G uses 2 to 8 gigahertz. So there is that is frequency spectrum which part we take, and bandwidth is basically a pipe, highest and lowest. Network architecture, W3 use WAN and 4G use hybrid network. Signal quality is good for 3G, 4G it's best. The communication type, 3G is using circuit switching, 4G is totally packet switching. As I said, IP based or internet based, packet switching in all. Packet switching. 4G. Define the term digital divide. Define the term digital divide. Now, if the people who are accessing internet, accessing document, accessing communication technology, let us assume you live in a metro. You have 4G, 5G, etc. You have a laptop, you have good internet speed, you are doing online payment, you are playing online, but this person lives in a village. Maybe possible he might not have that mobile so that he can use internet, or he might not have the different, say, services. So there is a gap, there is a difference between the information that you can get or the access to different technology. This is digital divide. So a digital divide is any uneven. Uneven means somewhere it is too much, somewhere it is scarce. Uneven distribution in the access to use of or impact of information communication technologies. It can be internet, it can be communication between any number of distinct groups. Some may have good access, some may have less. And this can be basis of social or geography. If you live in mountains, sometimes you may not get that digital content or digital access. Social, some party may not allow some group of people, community. Geopolitical, that is, if you talk about Kashmir, they don't get that kind of speed which we get in Delhi, like this. So this is how digital divide works. Ritvik wants to use a software but does not want to pay for it. Which type of software can he use? So this is Ritvik can use open source software, OSS. Now if you see here, all these big software, famous software, Mozilla Firefox, WordPress, Java, Apache, Ubuntu, MySQL, Debian, Linux, Blender, Fedora, OpenOffice.org, OpenOffice basically. All these are open source software because the source is in front of you. And why they are good software? Because the source is in front of you. If any bugs are there, problems are there, they can be easily countered. Any problem can be countered. So freely it can be used. So open source software is released through a special kind of license, like GPL license, like LGPL license. These are the name of license that makes its source code legally available to end users. That means you have the source code open in front of you and you can use it also. This is section B. This is section B. Write any one application each of e-governance and e-commerce. E-governance and e-commerce, let me take you to the different factors. So what is the elements? So motivation. E-commerce is basically for making profit, and this costs reduction of service delivery because the supply chain takes a lot of people involved, and that delivery is to be automated. The internal process needs to be automated so that the people shouldn't be paid so much. E-government means maximize social utility. Government wants that their ideas, their information, whatever they are planning, it should go to each and every one, right? So this is social utility everyone can use, creating the e-participation. As I said, cost reduction of service delivery is here also, and automation of internal processes. Same thing. That is, manual work should be less. Objectives of e-commerce is to sale of products and services, and providing the information provision and online customer service. If your laptop is not working, you can call, they will just give you on phone different instructions. E-government, the optimization of service quality to citizens and information provision, and also online citizens to everyone, always citizens. The government don't want make you to stand online every time for every purpose, and that Agents also they want to minimize it. Priority is safe and secure transaction because money is transacting here in e-commerce. No, you wouldn't want your bank account to be drained. E-government, minimize digital divide. In technology, almost similar. Internet, web-based platforms, back office systems. Decision-making authority, e-commerce, it's centralized. E-government, for dispersion, which is distributed among the authorities. The target group of e-commerce is customer, potential consumers. E-government is any citizen, nagarik of the country. E-commerce legislation is just freedom. Everyone can do it. E-government is laws and regulation, restrictions and complexity. So the work of governance of government is to do what? Is to govern. And there will be complexity involved. The services e-commerce is mainly transactional. You see your stuff, you like it, and then you pay the money and you'll get it on delivery. E-government, mostly we have primarily informational. Everyone to be informed. So application, let us see the applications now. E-governance, you can file online application forms for Aadhaar card, passport, etc. You can also file for income tax IT returns online. And if you have any complaint against anyone, you can file a complaint online. E-governance, and government will look into it. E-commerce means you are able to do the online transaction. So taking money and going to a shop, all these things are happening, but mostly e-commerce people are using. You don't need to go to bank. You need to go into the people, stand in line. All these things are now the backdate stories. Online shopping, like I don't want to go outside. I want to get all the stuff at my home. Online shopping. Kuhu has just learned how to do online banking. And she just started online banking. Online banking is basically on internet, you are transferring the money and getting the money or paying through your bank account. Now, what are the precautions that she should take to prevent online fraud? She doesn't want anyone to get the hold of her account. So the user ID and password she was provided should not share. Also the OTP, one-time password also comes. She shouldn't share it with anyone whatsoever. And also cyber cafe and public places, any transaction should not be done here. And also need to see sometimes phishing can happen. Whenever you open a website, say pnb.com, a website may appear and that is a phishing. That's not the actual. You will use the username password and then other website will come which is the actual one. So this people have done so that they can take here this username and ID. Name the following with respect to HTML. Attribute for changing bullet type of list tag. So here we use what? Type. T-Y-E-P type. Type. So we are using UL. This is UL is for, one is OL, one is UL. So OL ordered list, this is unordered list. So you'll get two disk, one will be having square written, one will be having circle written. So this type is the answer here. Element to create a hyperlink. So for hyperlink, what you're going to do? You use href. This is A for anchor. Href is for hypertext reference, that is the web page. And this web page can be some name, like this you can see. And this should be in the angle brackets, right? So this is the web page you're referring to. Write HTML code to display the unordered list with square bullets of two cities, Delhi and Mumbai. The web page should have a yellow background and the title of the page should be My Cities. So I'll just write to give you idea, okay? I'm not writing full one. Let me tell you. We'll start with HTML. We'll end with HTML. So HTML I'm using the first word here. HTML we start and we have to end with HTML. First thing is this. Inside head, you have title. So you'll start with head. You need to end the head also. Inside this, whatever you start, you have to end it also. And this HTML page is being made, heading you are given, and a title. So this is header and you have to put a title as My Cities. And you have to close the title also. Then coming to this body. Now body background color is yellow. So background color you want to be yellow. So now you have a tag body. So this web page the color will be yellow. And the title of the page should be My Cities. So whatever you are writing My Cities, I'll show you where it is going to come. An unordered list also you have to make. So as I said in the earlier discussion also, UL or unordered list. And square bullets, so type equals square. You want type equals square. And then you have UL, you have to close. So you see body you have to give. Body you can give. As I said, as you are witnessing here also. Then body you have to close. Then background equals yellow you are going to write here. Then you have to write UL, unordered list. And then you have to close the UL also. UL you have to close. So this, the type equals square. So inside, after this UL, followed by, you have to write type equals square. Now you have two bullets. So bullets will be square bullets like this. So what will be the result? Two bullets. One will be having Delhi written in it, Delhi. The other will be have Mumbai written in it. So we have this LI list, LI end, list. First member will be Delhi. LI start, LI end, and the content will be Mumbai. Mumbai. This is how you are going to make. Write HTML code to display an ordered list. An ordered list with uppercase Roman numbers, listing any 3 subjects being taught in any senior school. The web page should have a red background and the title of the page should be My Subjects. Now this is clear. So what we are going to do, main things are My Subjects, title. You have to put My Titles. And then body background color is red. And this OL, ordered list, this type, ordered list means numberings will be there. Since I we are giving, that is the Roman for Roman numbers. LI, inside this you have to put science, maths and computers. So let me tell you, HTML we started, we ended with HTML. Had you started, you ended with the HTML. In title, you have given My Subjects, start and end. Inside this we have My Subjects. So this is the web page which is going to come. Here you are going to give title. So title will come as My Subjects. Whenever you open this web page, this My Subject will come here. For the background color, what are you going to do? Background color, body background color equals red. VG color, for that you use VG color. Ordered list, now ordered list you have to start and here type you have to give as for the uppercase Roman. LI 3 times because science, maths, computer had to be written here in form of list. So what are you going to get? You will get red background color and 1, 2, 3 like this. Here science, here maths, here computers. This question we are going to take in the next discussion. Okay? Till then, thank you so much. Take care of yourself.